Hi dancers! Today I'm here with Ayaka Fujii, a principal dancer of the Czech National Ballet. We will discover her path and her career in the world of dance. Hi Ayaka, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And you?
I'm good, thanks. And it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Oh, I'm so happy to have this moment interview. Thank you very much for the opportunities.
Thank you. I start asking you, how is your typical day structure?
So usually in the company we have class at 10 o'clock. So to go to class I usually wake up. I always wish to wake up at 7:30 but never happens. So I always wake up around like 8, latest 8:30, depends on the day. And
okay.
Yeah, I will make it hopefully in the studio by 9:30 to warm up a bit. And we have class at 10 until 11:15 for 15 minutes. And after we have 15 minutes of break and usually start the first rehearsal in the morning. And in the morning we have usually until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But sometimes 2 rehearsals, sometimes 3 rehearsals, sometimes just 1 rehearsal. It really depends on the schedule. And we have 45 minutes of rehearsal in the afternoon if we don't have any performance in the evening until 6. And if we have performance at 7 in the evening, we usually finish at 2, and then I can go home or I can do something I want, and I will prepare for performance at 7. Yeah, so that's my usual life.
Okay. And since now you are a principal dancer, I imagine you danced many roles in your life, and I would like to ask you, what role did you love most to play in your career?
It's very difficult, to be honest, because
I imagine.
Yeah, because there is so many nice ballets. But for me, at this moment, one of the biggest role for me was, of course, Swan Lake, Odette and Odette. That was such a challenge because all of the ballerina told me that's one of the hardest ballet. So, yeah, so that was really like something I wanted. On the other side, I have like 3 dream roles, but I've never danced yet, so...
Okay.
Yeah, so...
You can tell us.
So these 3 ballets, one is Tatiana from Onegin, and second is Giulietta from Romeo and Juliet, and third one is Kitri from Don Quixote. That's my 3 favorite ballet.
I think Giulietta is one of the most loved, and like for the pathos, you know, and the big emotions. And Tatiana, it's a really challenging role.
Yeah. So I hope in the future I have chance to dance those 3 like roles. Especially,
for sure.
Yeah, especially like Kitri, you need to be, you know, still fresh, and I want to dance like with energy, like everything. Like Juliet and Tatiana, I think you really need to act. So I hope I have chance.
For sure. I mean, you are so young, and you are already a principal. You are already really a great dancer. So I think the future deserves you like a lot of new roles and, I mean, good moments.
Thank you.
And now I would like to ask you a question. The body in dance, it has a really important impact. Have you ever been pressured in this regard, and if so, how did you deal with that?
Yes, I do. First of all, like, I was not like the skinniest dancer for sure, so I always had like weight problems, and I sometimes do still. So yeah, that was the most thing that I have to be strong at. When I was younger, I was quite skinny, but the moment when I went to US to study, I was away from my mom for the first time, my family, and American food was just like super delicious. So I liked so many junk food and like sweets, everything, and I got fat like crazy. And from that, it was really hard for me to control to like not eat or control to eat.
Yeah. Choose the right.
That was something.
The right food.
Yeah. So that was something I have to really think about. There were some moments like I really tried to be skinny and like I really work on, but in general, because that like thinking about food was making me even more stressed and made me even more fat, which wasn't a good way in gen, because when I want to diet, when I'm on diet, I do like crazy diet, and then whenever the day finish, I'm gonna eat so much that I rebound my weight and I get more fatter than before. So
it is a stress.
Yeah, so since then I kind of started to think I just have to eat, like less thinking about food in general. But I enjoy eating, but instead of eating, then I have to move.
Exactly.
So that's how I started to discover my body more and more, and I started to cook by myself, because then I know how much calorie I am taking or how much sugar it is in the food for the sweets. So I usually cook by myself.
It's healthier,
because
for sure.
Yeah, it's healthier, and then when I'm cooking it, you know how much sugar you're putting in, how much fat you're putting in, how much butter you're putting in. So it's easier for me to think, and then when I actually see so much butter is in it, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to take care, because if I buy it from the store, I don't see it, and it's just so delicious, I cannot stop
it's true. It's like a drug, you know, the sugar and the junk food. It's normal. It's not just you, it's every human being that if starts to eat this food, it gets addicted. But actually, as you said, it's important to don't be stressed about it, you know, live like calm and relax, because if your body is relaxed, then you're gonna choose the right food, and you're not gonna eat because you're stressed. You're gonna eat because you love to eat, and this is important. I mean, even for a dancer, it's our it's our energy. It's where we take the energy. So.
Yeah, and once I also did like, you know, moment that I don't eat.
No,
but like that doesn't work, because in gen you have to move and you don't have any energy, so you cannot move well, and then you're gonna regret after, and then you want to eat after because you don't feel good. And it wasn't a good diet for sure. So but this was really hard, because I have to think and I have to see myself and then realize by myself, otherwise I think I would never realize either. So it made me stronger and it made me think a lot, but definitely now I am more stronger than before, and I haven't really injured lately.
Yeah, that's important. Thank you, because it's important that the young dancers know that even a dancer that is a professional and now has a perfect body, perfect fit, you know, has been through some struggles, like everyone, because everyone has a different body. Maybe some dancers are more lucky on the side of the body and less in the technique, for example. So everyone has the sector, the thing to work on, for sure. And talking about the struggles, have you ever had bad moments? How did you react?
I actually got one big injury in the previous company. It was during the class, in the end of the class, I was doing fouette in the end of the class, and I fell and I broke my left leg.
Oh my God.
And I had to do operation because it was completely, my bone was completely broken and out. So they had to put some metal and some screws inside. And those moments, that was like right after I got the contract from Czech National Ballet, because I was already leaving. Like I decided to leave and I already got a contract, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue ballet or not. And when I'm thinking about it, I was like, okay, I will just take this contract and let's see. And then right after I signed the contract, this injury happened, and I was really, really sad. And of course, I was really worried for the next season. I didn't know if I will be able to dance again, if I want to continue dance again. This injury really made me think. But during the rehabilitation, I was like I don't want to finish my career here. So that's where this injury made me change a lot and think a lot, and made me stronger for sure, because in the end I had to do 3 operations.
Oh my god.
From this injury. So the first one, first 2 I had to do before the season starting Czech National Ballet, and during the first year I still had some metal inside, and then at the end of the first year I had to do another operation to take out this metal, which was nothing. But during the first season I started the season with not fully recovered. I still couldn't do center lessons, and I could only do very beginning of bar. So people are probably thinking, why this girl is here? She's injured, she cannot do anything. So I felt really pressure about it, and to be honest, those first year it was really hard for me. Every morning it was painful, and during the winter I could feel my metal in my body was getting cold, and then making my injury even more pain.
I can only imagine.
So many times I cried like crazy, but I think those tears really made me strong, and made me work
harder
because otherwise there's no other way. I just have to finish my career, and I didn't want to.
You are really strong, and I mean you went through a complicated operation and a complicated injury, but you made it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. On the other side, I saw many friends, dancer friends, told me their experience also, and I realized operation is not exception or such a big. It is big deal, but I've heard many dancers who got operation in the past, and this is not the only case.
Yeah, it's common.
So that's made me also think it's common thing in the ballet world. I don't want to say everyone, because if you're really taking care and stuff, you didn't need to have either. But unfortunately in my case I had to do it, but it's not a rare case. So I was okay, I can be positive. There's many dancers who has worse injury and then came back to the ballet world. So it's not the end of your life.
No, it's true. We don't do many prevention, and I also broke my foot and my finger. So I think after that I learned about my body injuries. The thing is the stress we put on our body, and sometimes the floor we are working in, and many things come into the health of a dancer. So it's normal, actually. Yeah. It shouldn't be, but actually it is the normality. So we have to still work and make progress in that sense. It's important. I mean, even the companies and the academy, they have to work to prevent these injuries, for sure.
I think it's also important is for me, my family, my friends support me a lot, and that really helped me also. For sure.
After talking about all this struggle and pressures, let's talk about something a little bit more happier, So I would like to ask you if you have some funny anecdotes to tell us.
I have actually so many.
I imagine.
First memory that I could never forget was when I went to competition in YAGP to New York. It was I think it was New York final in New York City.
Oh, wow.
And, for me, it was such a big deal because it was my first time going to the international competition, and depends on that, maybe my career would change or not change.
Yeah.
So on the final, of course, I was worried everything. I brought everything I was thinking, and I was preparing. I prepared my makeup. My teacher did makeup and then the hair. I put costume on, and I went to the studio to warm up. And then I realized I took off the point shoes. I took off this pad, a toe pad, the protector. And I realized I cannot find it on the other side of the protector. I was like, where did it go? And I mean, I couldn't think of anything else than I left it in a hotel. But the hotel was probably like half an hour or 45 minutes away. Oh my God. And that time I was 14 or 15 years old, and there's no way I could go back by myself in the hotel in New York City. I mean, maybe if I was growing up there, maybe yes, but coming from Japan, I didn't speak any English. I didn't even know how to get on the metro by myself. I was always with a teacher. So, but my teacher was really, really scary. Yeah. So I couldn't even say to her because I was worried that she's gonna get angry at me. Yeah. So then I was like, what can I do? So I went to bathroom, but I couldn't even ask the other competitors because I didn't know how to ask, and I didn't want to ask any other Japanese dancers because I feel like I'm bothering them because everyone is really concentrated. So I went to bathroom to take some toilet paper, and I put it inside of the parachute. And it was still really, really painful, but there were no other choice. And yeah, I went on the stage, but I was never gonna forget. So it was really painful. It was very painful. God. But you did it. You made your performance. Yes. Thank God it wasn't point shoot. It was just a protector. So. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been a problem. I'll be screwed. Exactly. I would like to ask you which choreographer you worked with that excited you the most, and the one you dream of working with. For me, I think Kylian. The Kylian was one of the most, like, the best choreographer I work with, and also his assistant Cora and Uchi, because he's Czech, and I always loved Kylian choreography a lot. Yeah. My previous companies, there were people who was dancing and stuff. I had danced also, but I never got coached directly from him. And I've heard he's not someone who is going around to each companies. So it's very rare to get coached directly by him. And I think it was also because he was Czech. He came to Prague for like about 2.5 weeks to prepare the piece, and I got to learn from him for the Gods and Dogs, Bella Figura, and the Six Dances. And those 3 pieces for me was like best experience. Especially Bella Figura was one of my first solo role in Czech National Ballet, and other than me, at that time I was called Ballet, and other than me and another girl, everyone was principal or soloist, so for me it was really, really shocked. And this assistant, her name is Cora, like, she prepared me so much because she was really, really hard on me and stuff. And in the beginning, I was crying almost every rehearsal. But she never gave up. And she said, I know you can do it. I know you can. I'm not going to give up for you. And then after a while, like, Kylian came, and then he looked at us, and then every day he coached us every rehearsal, and he even changed some choreography, and he told me what's the meaning of this piece or this duet, and yeah, for me that was the best experience. Wow, my God. And I mean, he's a really big figure for dance. Is really important. And the one you dream of working with? Actually, I don't know. I don't have anyone because I mean, of course, there's many choreographers for sure that I want to work with, but I cannot name one person, and I don't know. You're open to everyone. Yeah, I'm open to everyone, and I think... That's cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm a ballet dancer and I also like many pieces. On the other side, I feel like I don't really know so many pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, you are still open to see what is gonna come. That's cool. And how did you experience the transition from being a ballet student to working as a professional dancer, to getting paid for dance?
It was difficult. For my case, it was I graduated in school in US and then I came to Europe, in Hungary, in Budapest. And my first year was pretty hard because in the beginning of first year, I really didn't get anything to dance. And because maybe I was one of the youngest dancer in the company, there were one coach who was always like pushing me or like picking me up all the time, and that was really hard. But fact that you can have a class for free and have a rehearsal for free and you get to pay, that was something like already great. So
it's strange for us that like we dance and it's our best and our biggest passion, be paid to dance. It's really strange.
In the beginning it was hard because when you are in the student, or when you're dreaming to be a dancer, you are thinking, oh, it's such a shining life, like you dance like this let's say like Swan Lake, Odette, Aurora, like this kind of big ballet. But when you actually get in the company, you start from the below, like bottom. So you are never gonna dance these roles, and then I'm like always in like extras in the chord ballet, or I was not even in the cast sometimes. And
the mouse in the nutcracker.
Yes, and that was very hard for me to accept that, and I can dance more, but you cannot dance. That was the hardest thing. But I think because I had that moment of struggling and stuff, now when I'm starting to get more roles, I appreciate more.
For sure.
I think if I got it in straight away, I think I never knew. But I had quite a long time of chord ballet career, so I know how hard it is and how much like I struggle with casting. You
need also to be really humble to dance in the chord ballet, and they have really strong and you need a lot of stamina to do as well some of the pieces. So
and also you never know when your chance is coming, and there's many chances I think I could take it, but because I wasn't prepared or I wasn't working enough, that I couldn't take it. And I saw many dancers who took those chances and changed their career. So I would say, like, if I'm gonna say to myself in the past, in 10 years ago, I say like work harder.
And don't be maybe shy, like you just have to get and dance and show up, that like this, the hard work pays off for sure. And how was your passion for dance born in you? So what was your training path?
It wasn't my choice.
Oh,
it was my mom's. My mom wanted to do ballet when she was young, but she couldn't do it. And she was already thinking, if the first child is a girl and she likes to dance, she wants to bring her to ballet studio, and that was me. And she brought me to ballet studio, and fortunately I liked ballet. And that was my first time
dancing.
Dancing. And actually, it's not like my mom forced me to continue ballet, but I just liked it. And she told me many times that you can, if you don't like it, you can
quit,
stop, like you can do something else. But apparently I always refused to stop. So here I am.
She must be so proud of you.
I mean, I think she's happy, but it was a lot of support from my family, for sure, to continue ballet.
I imagine. And then after you started, where did you go? You went to an academy, and which companies you went before getting into the Czech National Ballet?
After graduation, I went to Hungarian National Ballet in Budapest.
Okay.
And after I went to Stuttgart Ballet in Germany, and then I came to Czech National Ballet.
Wow. And you liked these companies? You found yourself like happy, and you liked the repertoire?
Yeah, I definitely had good moments in those two companies also, and here as well. But also I struggle a lot in Budapest and Stuttgart, and I think that's why I wanted to leave. But I will never forget the experience I've done there, because the roles I did was pretty fantastic, and it was nice for me to see many different roles, choreographers, and also cities.
Wow, for sure. And where did you graduated? You saw in the USA?
Academy in US.
Oh, okay.
In Washington, D.C.
You had a good time there?
I did. But first 2 years, I didn't speak any English. So,
oh my God.
I don't know how I survived. But there were some Japanese students who were there already who speaks English. So I was basically going like behind of them, like thinking that I understand or so, or they always translate me because they were nice.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know how I survived. But luckily, ballet, you
it's a universal language.
It's a universal language. So. But there were also studies, like there were like normal school work to do, and I guess I didn't understand anything in the first year, so I struggled a lot.
But then you made it also in this case.
Well,
That's
not the best, but for sure I got better than when I went to US.
That's good. Okay, and the last question I would like to ask you is, what message would you like to send to the young dancers that are still searching their path and their way in the world of dance?
I would say always keep challenging and don't hesitate to do something new, because for me, going from Japan to US was a big deal, and I didn't speak English, or it's not like if I want it or not, but I just wanted to challenge myself.
Yeah, get out of the comfort zone.
After graduation, I went to Europe just because I've never seen Europe and I wanted to do Europe, like I wanted to live in Europe. And for me, it was great. I think now that I think it was a good choice, because I spent few years in US, and then I kind of get to know life in US and now in Europe. And there's so many different countries in Europe also, and each company has a good positive point and always negative point. And even though the good company doesn't mean good company for you,
exactly,
and doesn't mean the small company isn't good for you either. So I think for me it was good. I experienced many companies. This is my third company, and I finally got like
in your place,
a comfortable place to stay. And I think it's very important. If I was staying in like previous companies, I don't know if I was happy at now or not. So I think experiencing is always a good thing.
Yeah, you really went out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
But this brought you to a promotion and to dance and to find a company that suits you. So that's important.
And I find that it's always easier and easier now to go other countries and then to experience new things, because there's so many technology. There's GPS, like Google Map, there's so many things on the phone
facilities,
that you can always reach. So I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you so much, Ayaka. It was a real pleasure, and I hope that the people that are listening to us, they have learned a little bit more about dance and about you and your career.
Thank you too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.